Listen. If you are an American who believes there is a God, then you probably believe that America is still the greatest nation on earth. Hopefully, you also recognize that we need a moral, spiritual revival before a political revolution can be planted in fertile soil. It just makes sense. Are you with me? Please subscribe to Daily Tea at www.dailytea.us/subscribe. The United States President responsible for Christian persecution. Daily Jot by Bill Wilson. In March 2011, the United States President sidestepped the War Powers Act and Congress by involving the United States military in Libya as part of the Al-Qaeda and Muslim Brotherhood-backed Arab Spring overthrow of several Northern African and Middle Eastern governments. To counter congressional pressure that he violated the Constitution by committing troops without congressional approval and in supporting terrorists that were killing the United States troops in other countries, the president took to the airwaves and made his case directly to the American public in an address on March 28, 2011. From the National Defense University in Washington, D.C., he justified his actions saying that innocent people could be massacred. He said, "To brush aside America's responsibility as a leader and more profoundly our responsibilities to our fellow human beings under such circumstances would have been a betrayal of who we are. Some nations may be able to turn a blind eye to atrocities in other countries. The United States of America is different. And as president, I refuse to wait for the images of slaughter and mass graves before taking action." In other words, he committed the United States and NATO finances and firepower to prevent a possible attack on the Libyan people by then-leader Muammar Gaddafi. In doing so, he directly funded a known Al-Qaeda operative who came in from Iraq and whose men had been fighting against the United States soldiers. Fast forward to the world created by the United States President's support of Arab Spring. The Middle East is in disarray. Iran is on pace for a nuclear weapon, and the missile system to deliver it. Columnist Raymond Ibrahim recounts story after story of Christian beheadings, rapes, and crucifixions in Iraq, Syria, Libya, and Egypt. Ibrahim writes, "The jihadists took one group in front of a large crowd. They cut off the fingertips of a 12-year-old boy, who steadfastly refused to submit to Islam. They severely beat him, telling his father they would stop the torture only if he, the father, returned to Islam. He refused, so they also tortured and beat him and the 2 other ministry workers. The 3 men and the boy then met their deaths in crucifixion. Then 2 Christian women were publicly raped, and with 8 others were beheaded and hung on crosses." This is just one story that has become commonplace in the Middle East. Ibrahim concludes, "The ongoing slaughter of Christians by the Islamic State and the destruction of churches and antiquities must be laid at the feet of those Western nations that, intentionally or unintentionally, paved the way for the Islamic State." So where is the United States President who once vowed that to brush aside America's responsibility to our fellow human beings, would be a betrayal of who we are? It would appear that Christians are less than human beings, not only in the eyes of the Islamists, but also in the President's eyes. Actions speak louder than words. Jesus said in Matthew 7:20, "Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them." The fruits of this president has been torture, death, and destruction to our Christian brothers and sisters. Have a blessed and powerful day. Bill Wilson. www.dailyjot.com